Michael Trout here, deep in the mountains of Shikoku, Japan, talking about the vision of Foundups. And Foundups has a core vision, has an idea of a new society, a business model, where ideas are owned collaboratively, not by the few, but by the many, by the people, for the people, where we focus on ultimately solving problems, not making profits. Now, some of our ideas will be highly profitable, but that's not the point of Foundups. Foundups is about solving problems. So here I am in beautiful Japan, surrounded by mountains, pristine water that you can hear in the background. We grow our own food here, and ultimately, Foundups compound. Now we have 2 units here available to us for folks who are stakeholders of Foundups to stay here. Now, if you're a stakeholder of Foundups, you can visit and you can stay here at no cost whatsoever. You can make a contribution towards your food and everything else, but ultimately, it's free. So imagine bringing yourself and your family to stay in Japan at no cost. Now we ask for one thing, is that folks help in developing, for example, this could be turned into a food forest right here. We've got all this land here that can be cultivated and turned into food. There's lots of land and there's lots of opportunity here for folks to participate. I want you to imagine a monetary system called the Foundup dollars that isn't based on the fiat capital monetary system, but one that is fair and equitable for all, where we use our smart apps to transaction between things that we buy and we make, where we earn income from the things that we do, but ultimately as a community we earn from being part of the corporation, Foundups Corporation, which every project, every activity is part of. Our focus is this, is we want to solve problems. Take this problem here. This school 2 years ago was abandoned. It's empty space now. What could we use it for? Could we use it for an IT center? Could we put 3D routers, CNC routers, 3D printers? Could we start transforming the hundreds of houses here that need to be rebuilt and refixed into a global destination for tourists that come here for skiing in the winter and provide very low affordable housing for those individuals to come and stay, where that revenue feeds the Foundups vision, where we get away from the yen, we get away from the dollar, and everything in our community here is use Foundup dollars. A simple app. You put money, get Foundup dollars, and you interact with it. If you want to translate, take out, or take your Foundup dollars into yen or into dollars, you can do that too. So I've decided that I'm going to stay here and not return to Silicon Valley to work on the Foundup Society here in Shikoku, Japan. And I already have a partner I just met with. His name's Matt Lawson, who's also in Shikoku, who's in a similar situation as me, just a couple hours away on the other end of Shikoku. So we have an opportunity here to start 2 Foundup villages right here on Shikoku Island, which is just an amazing place. A place full of bees, a place where there is no colony collapse disorder, a place where there are other varieties of butterflies and other things, a place where the habitat really hasn't changed in thousands of years. When you're looking at here, basically what it looked like thousands of years ago, and nature's the same. So if you're interested in being part of basically a social capitalist endeavor, social capitalism, that's what Foundups is all about, social capitalism. Kind of like social media or social marketing. Social capitalism is we're not pulling away from capitalism, but we're saying we're going to direct the funds and the money that we generate from capitalism in a more proactive, productive way. And instead of launching startups, which is part of the selfish capitalism vehicle right now that is basically destroying our planet, we're going to step away from that onto something called Foundups, which is our engine for launching ideas, for launching solutions to problems. That's built on the social capitalism framework. And where does this framework happen? Well, it happens here in Shikoku. And as it happens here, it can happen in other communities that are also basically becoming disfranchised. because everyone is moving out of these communities and cities and everything else, and they're dying. In the last 10 years, for example, we've lost over 1,000 people in this area alone. 1,000 people. Just 10 years. 1,000 people. We can change that. We can change it with Foundups.